Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. So in this one I'm going to talk about how to create this beautiful liquid creatine on a bottle, right? So you can see that it's gradually creating and moving upward and covers the entire bottle, right? So let me show you the project file first of all. And also guys, as always, I have included this complete project file on my Gumroad, so if you want to download that, go ahead and check it out. So here's my scene and I have created a bottle. Here's that, and also I have a plane at the back and a couple of lights, and right, and so let me show you that that's completely done in geometry node. So if you select this bottle, this is my geometry node setup. So let's get started and create everything from scratch. Right now, first of all, I'll delete my original geometry node setup here. Here we have an empty object, so this is the one creating that geometry, so I'll delete that one as well. So I have created a simple animation here, so you can see a simple rotation. So that's it. So I'll select my bottle. I'll get a little bit of space here, and then I'm going to go ahead into the geometry node setup right here. You can go here into this geometry node editor, and then you can select the new button here to create a geometry like that. First of all, so we have a couple of options to create the same effect. So I'm going to use the extrusion way, right? So first of all, I'll create a layer on top of this bottle, like that's going to be an extrusion of this base model. So to do that, I'll go ahead and add an extrusion or the extrude mesh node, and then I'm going to plug it here. So since I'm in the cycles, I'll jump into my regular, the viewport shading, and also I'll isolate my object so we can simply clearly see things without any distractions around. And so this is extruded right now because of this extrude mesh node, but as you can see that the extrusions are done for each faces, so we don't need that each faces to be extruded. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck this individual face, and then I'm going to go reduce this extrusion like that. So I'm going to type in 0.1. I want the extrusion happens when some object moves in, like a gradual extrusion, not completely extruded the complete object once. So to do that, I'll create an empty object. This can be any object. This is going to be get us the location, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add an sphere. So this one is going to be my mask object. So I'm going to go type mask. Then I'm going to get my mask object and drag it into the geometry node. Now we have the access to this object. So now what we're going to do, guys, I'll get the position node, position. So the position node is getting all the locations all over these vertices positions, and then this one, so this object input, the location is giving us the location or the origin of this empty object right here. So now we have to have a way to understand the distance to all the points on this object right here from the origin of this empty object right here. So to get that distance, I'll get another node, which is going to be math node actually. So I'm going to go ahead and then add a vector math node. So, and then I'll change the add to the distance. So this node is basically comparing these two locations or the vectors and getting the distance in a float value. So the distance is always getting us a float value, which is the distance between the points on this mesh and the origin of this empty right here. So then we can combine these two values, and then we actually need to get a 1 to 0 range in order to map this out. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and add a map range node. So this one essentially does that. So I'll plug the value node to the value, and then we have this 0 to 1 value, and then it converts this to a 0 to 1 value again. So this is the same thing, but we're going to change that in a minute. Right, first of all, guys, I'll set the results to the selection, and if I try to move this, it doesn't make any difference. It's because I have to change this to the relative, even though that doesn't change. So I'm going to change these values to 1 to 0. So this is going to be the opposite or the inverted way. So in that case, when we move in the empty, which creates the extrusion at that exact point. So I'm going to place this empty object somewhere here, and then we can see where the extrusion is. And actually I want some more extrusion around the bottle. Simply now you can see that 0 to 1 is the current range we are considering, but we have more vertices all over this mesh, right? So I have to consider all the distance. So to get that, we can simply increase this max value. So then it is considering more distance or map out more distance. Now I want my extrusion to be completely covered up the whole bottle when we move somewhere here, because I can see that when we move in this empty, the bottle cap is completely covered, but the bottom is not covered. Right now we can increase this max value a little bit further and until that covers entire bottle like that. So then I'll go here into my timeline and then I can simply animate this. Now first of all, I go here into the first frame. I'll move this empty object all the way down so there's no any extrusion. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a keyframe visual location, and then I'll go here all the way to the end frame, and then I'm going to move this all the way here, and then that completely covers up my entire bottle, and then I'll add another keyframe. So if you play this animation, you can see now it is completely covering the entire bottle like that. So then I'm going to go ahead and place the playhead somewhere around here so we can see the extrusion halfway done, and then we can continue on. Right guys, so now we have done the extrusion part, but actually this is not what I want. I actually want to delete this unextruded part completely, and I have to make this extruded part a separate mesh. So to do that, so I have to get another node which is going to be delete geometry node. So I'm going to place the delete geometry node before extrusion. Actually in this way, what I'm going to do guys, first of all guys, I'm going to delete the geometry according to that selection, and then I'll extrude that, because now we have deleted, but that is not the portion that we want to delete, right? We want to delete the other part of the mesh. So now we can simply do that using the less than method. So I use the less than, and then I'm going to plug it here, and then I'll type around 0.01, and now you can see if it is less than this value, so basically the remaining part is going to be 0, so which is getting the boolean values here. So according to that, it deletes the remaining parts. Now you can play this. So I'm gonna play the animation again. We're gonna go move the playhead to all the way to here, and now you can see some of the top part is not covered, so we can simply increase this value to cover it up. Okay, now it is completely covered up. Now if you go back to the animations, there is no anything visible, and then I can play this and I can see it is completely working fine, right? But actually I want my original bottle to be visible even though the extrusion is not done. So I can simply get this right here, I'll copy that, and I'll come over here and then add a join geometry. So I'll plug the join geometry right here, and then I'm going to plug this one right here. Now you can, if I play the animation, now you can see the extruded layer is laying on top of the original mesh. Right now, as you can see guys, that the edge is really a sharp one, which is a straight line. I want a little bit of random and a little bit of noisy edge. So to get that, I'll go ahead and add a noise texture and also a color ramp, and then I'm going to keep it here, and then I also want a math node. So this is going to be before the distance. Actually this one, I'm going to place this right here so that we can add or actually subtract. It doesn't matter actually. So I'm going to go ahead and then add this to subtract. So I'll connect this color value to this right here, and I can see we have a bit of the random going on here at the edge of this one. And also you can see that some of these edges of the wireframe, that's because I have to change the points to face under the delete geometry. Now if you play this, now you can see that we have a bit of randomness going at the edge of that. So we can also increase that if we want, like changing the color ramp value. I think this is really nice. Also as you can see that this is really jaggedy, and so I want a more mesh or more smoothness, so I can simply apply that. I can apply a subdivision surface modifier. So I'm going to go ahead and then add the subdivision right here, and then I think level 1 is good enough. I also want some texture like a liquid waving effect on this extruded part. So to get that, I'll get a set position node, and I'm going to plug it in between this. And also we can use this offset, I think, but I'm going to use the set positions anyway. And then I'm going to use this noise texture right here again, and also the color ramp. Then also we're going to use the normals to get the normal direction, so which allows us to get the normal directions, which helps to change the positions along the normals. And also we're going to get a vector math node, and also actually I need a simple math node. And then I'm going to go ahead and then I set this one to multiply. I'll connect this normal vector to this slot, and then I'll plug the color to factor and color to one of these value, and then I'm going to plug it right here. So this essentially, this part gives us some random values, and it's multiply the normal's direction according to that random value, which creates the waves. And then I'm going to finally connect this vector to the offset. All right, it is too much. I can simply reduce this value right here. I have to change this to a multiply actually. Yep, right now it is working fine. I can increase this one a little bit, and I can see this. I can keep it somewhere around 0.1, I think. And then I can change this color ramp value a little bit to get that wavy look. Yeah, I think it's fine. And also there's one thing I want to do, because I want to get a random wave effect like with the time. So we can change this noise texture right here to 40, which allows us to create some W value, which is basically the time. So we can animate this. So I can simply use the scene time right here. So scene time right here. And then I'm going to plug the second value to the W value right here. So which allows us to get a nice animations over that the timeline. Now you can see which is growing, and also there we have a beautiful animation on that texture on the extruded part. Right, so guys, that's pretty much it. So you're almost there. We can finally add the material to this. I'll get some space here, and then I'm going to go ahead and then set material, and then I'll add the materials. I'll go quickly to my material preview here, come over here, and then I can simply choose whatever material you want. So I'm gonna so we can pretty much use any material here. So I'll use the liquid material. Yeah, so if you play these, and it covers up the entire bottle. And right guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. This is entirely simple format, and also you can, if you want, like you can connect these nodes, like you can connect the scale value here, and then also this scale value right here, and also this one right here. So we can access these values. Also we can rename those values right here, double tapping on this. So I've done this to my other version, so we can now access to all these values, and we can tweak these values when you apply this one to a different mesh, right? Guys, so that's pretty much it, and I hope you got something from this one. And also, as I said before, this complete project file is on my Gumroad, so you can check it out there. And so with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.